on top of that, and it's
yeah,
definitely really. I mean, let's get to the bottom of it.
it's definitely the people. And I love the guys for the golfaholics. That's why I'm addicted to their channel
Yeah,
because they're good at kind of keeping you engaged and telling you what's going on, and they're entertaining, like you said. But
yeah,
they're not like they're not
yeah,
doing anything crazy like that. They're
yeah.
just engaging and entertaining, and they're having fun, which rubs off on the vibe of the video. They're not like pounding clubs and getting pissed and and complaining and because that won't work. That doesn't translate. So these guys just go out there, they have fun, they're pretty good, they're not the best, but
Yeah,
they're
I
not the
saw them hit the
worst.
ball. Though. I thought they were pretty good. I mean, you're
Yeah.
definitely probably scoring fine, and those were some intimidating fairways to hit. Like I was,
Yes,
whoa,
those guys are playing hard ass courses and they're playing from the tips and they're not messing around, but
yeah,
they're still having a great time. And I think if you capture that, you just bring it back, you hack it up in some editing program, you put some kick ass music behind it like they did, and you just edit it clever so there's no like lulls or like long
I did
run
it clever.
ons, spaces. You
Yeah,
just kind of cut from shot to shot, show some of the best shit and just keep playing and keep moving.
no, that's a good idea. And grab some putts from time to time. Some
Yeah,
long ones
just
that make
set
it.
up on the
Just set
camera on
those
the
in,
green. Yeah.
and just it would be a lot of fun, dude. I'll tell you. I think starting with like two next year in 2021. Let's do two.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm in.
At least like that's. I mean, we should do two. I don't know. I would. Yeah, we should do two.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know if
like you
that's a big
said,
enough goal, actually, truthfully, but
well, once we do one or two, then we'll be able to
then we'll
adjust
know.
it and
Let's
call an
see.
audible. But
Oh
like you
yes,
said, if we meet somewhere in the middle, or adjust that middle spot left and right based on course availability, or the coolness of the courses, like that Deer Run looks freaking incredible.
oh yeah,
Stuff like that. We hit some of those courses. Maybe we pay a little more to play some decent shit, and we just go out there and have a good time too, and just get out of Dodge for a little bit. But dude, um, if you guys end up going to Bandon, or if you guys ever want to do some crazy golf trip type shit or something like that, count me the fuck in for sure.
yeah. Like, what are we talking here? I mean, how much do you want to spend?
Whatever.
I know that's the
It's
thing.
gonna
Yeah.
be like 5 G's to go to
You're
like
gonna be
Bandon,
five
dude.
G's in a minute and a
You
half.
know
No, that's true. So,
that
this
shit ain't
place,
cheap.
I'll bring it up. He's gonna bring it up. Check this out.
What you gonna
I
bring
go
up?
1, 2, 3. Sutton Bay, who
Okay, where's this at?
we are members at this beautiful club in South Dakota, and
Oh, South Dakota.
it's hard to get to, but
Who cares?
you got to kind of
That's half the
fly,
battle.
Yeah, that is half the battle. It's really in the middle of nowhere. It's about 35 minutes west of Pierre, South Dakota. And dude, this place is legit. So it's like Scottish links style. And that's like
And
out
better
over the
now.
course,
We're talking. Now we're talking.
over the Lake Oahe. And
Dude,
it's
it does
links.
look links
Yeah, it's totally links, and it's out over this lake, and then that's the clubhouse way up there, and then you can't see. Oh, I guess you could see my mouse, right? Or no?
Mm-hmm.
So like right here, where we're standing is probably like the first tee, and then all right here is like a par three course, so that you play like 3 or 4 holes out, and the greens are small and so fast, and then you go play, and then you come back
cool.
and you can finish the last 4 or 5 holes, like if you still had bets to settle up and stuff.
Yeah, you hit that little guy.
And there's other like there's places like out there in the middle that you can just go into, and it's just 5 stars.
Damn.
Just take whatever you want. And
What? Look at that freaking clubhouse or whatever that is.
that's the clubhouse, man. This place
Oh
is
my God.
so great.
That looks incredible.
Yeah, so we got a wedding present actually of this place. It took a lifetime no dues to this place.
What?
Yeah, as a wedding gift. Yeah, and so
Oh, my word.
and so they have amazing pheasant hunting up there too. That's like it gets most of its money's generated actually from
Hunting.
that, from the pheasant hunting, and then that lake right there you can walleye fish on. It's a hell of a
Bet
place.
you that's a smally freaking heaven right there.
Walleye, I think too, maybe smallie for sure.
Smallies for sure.
Yeah, off the
Slay
dam.
the
There's a dam
smallies,
right up
bro.
there. Dude, we should go out
then
there.
you got the stripers at the dam, dude. We'll slay the stripers on the jerk
That's
bait.
what we're talking. See, that's the level of the trip that's never been implemented correctly, because we've gone fishing, but they take pontoons out. You all throw out lines, and you catch a bunch of walleye. Like you come back, they make it for you.
Yeah,
It's
trolling
legit.
for walleye. all
you
day
should
long.
see in there. And the clubhouse is just anyway. Let's go
Dude, the
there
clubhouse looks incredible.
before my father-in-law might be selling out of it. It's going to be a little bit, but he's like thinking, hey, I've because he invested it. He's one of the founders of it. He invested in it, and so he's just like, I think I'm going to sell out. I think I'm done. I mean, we don't get up there that much anymore, but I mean, so we should
Dude.
use it before we lose it, type of thing. God bless, right? So,
Oh my God.
how about Bitcoin?
I wrote it down, and I'm going to do some massive homework on that joint coming up.
Check out this mug I got Jenny a while back for, I think it was her birthday.
Nice.
backwards?
And you're using it?
Yeah, she always
No,
has
it
good
looks
stuff.
the right way for me. I think shit's just backwards on the camera that you see of yourself, because I've noticed that too.
I think shit's just backwards on the camera with you that you see
Shit's
yourself.
just backwards where you are, Joel, not where I am.
Yeah, your ass is backwards. My dad used to say, "Well, your ass is grass and I'm the lawnmower." And I was just like, "What?" I always thought it was so funny, and it is funny.
total dad
I was
joke.
like, "Dude, that's great." So of course I say that. I'm gonna say that.
Oh, I catch myself doing that all the time too,
I'm a
man.
row
The
yeller.
same shit that my parents were yelling at me, I'm yelling at Dakota.
My
For
mom,
sure.
oh, my mom's an instigator. Gosh, if she ever saw this. I mean, she just instigates. So like the kids get real sharp and snappy because they're like, hey, like she's always like, hey, kind of razzing them. And so it's interesting though, but they can take it. It's cool.
Yeah, kids. What were you saying about Bitcoin though?
Bitcoin is blowing up a little bit. It's doing its thing. And
23,000 right now.
I know there are a couple companies that do it, but on a very small scale. But how do you get in the Bitcoin insurance game? Yeah, I know. And, like to some extent, because you got FDIC out there doing their thing, and that's it's bank backed and whatever.
Yeah.
So okay, so let's say the only things I've thought of right so far are this: you have Bitcoin and you have a bunch of it, and you're afraid you're going to lose it. So you essentially you put it in my safety deposit box or whatever that is. Like I get to keep the
Okay.
keys or whatever. So there's one
Sure.
thing, but I don't know how liquid that makes you or whatever it is. I'm not sure. But then
I've got something to say about that. Remind me. Keep going.
okay, so then there's either that way, and this bleeds into another great idea. But there's either that way, or you're just getting a percentage like a money manager. But then there's probably licensing and stuff like that. So I'm like, how do you do it where it's really the relationship is really hands off, where you're just storing something for them? Like maybe it's password storage to some extent.
Yeah.
But what can you offer them? Because the last point is the whole thing about Bitcoin is that it can be hacked. Like plenty of times, other things have been
Yes.
hacked.
Yes.
So how do you? I know that's a tough question, but
I've got it. No, it's not, because I've looked into that as well. That was one of the first things I looked into before I even dipped my toes into crypto, because
In the
I heard about people getting hacked. I heard about people losing their Bitcoin and all their crypto off the exchanges and shit like that.
by
So they
guys in their
make-
basements who have mines.
Oh, exactly. I just dropped it.
So I became one.
So I became a miner.
Oh, there it is.
That's it. So this is what you use. It's called cold storage.
Ledger Nano. Yeah.
And you take this thing, right? You plug it into your computer, and then you set it up, and it gives you a private key that you can only use one time, and then it gives you a whole bunch of them though, and you write them all down, and that's how you can get into it if you forget your password or if you forget your login and shit like that. But you use this this one time key, and then you use a pin to get into that thing, and you download and put all your crypto onto that. Then once you unplug it from your computer, it's no longer online. It's no longer accessible by anybody but yourself when you plug it back in and then redo it. So it's cold storage, meaning it's offline. So they do
Offline
have
means cold storage.
they
She
do
had it
have
earlier.
that.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, they have cold storage, is what you're telling me?
That's the answer for your first part. Is
Okay.
cold storage is what they use. And
Okay.
and for the second part, what one of the companies that I use right now called Coinbase does is they've implemented, like you're saying, that insurance automatically. So like if I go to crypto, or if I go to Coinbase and I go to, I'm trying to see if I can find it on here, but I know for a fact I've seen it on the website. If I go to my wallet, it's recurring. I was trying to see if I could find it on the actual phone one, but you can use Coinbase, and Coinbase will insure your crypto up to like, I don't know, it's like 100 grand or something crazy. But you also have to like actually well, not physically, but you have to initiate that cold storage through Coinbase. So some of those companies have kind of started thinking like you are, how do I insure this? How do I
Yeah.
sell that insurance? How do I make money off of that?
What?
And there's people taking advantage of it for sure.
All right. I dig that. So there's got to be a gap. I'm like, where is the gap? Because
There
something's not being
is.
provided. So it's like you can insure against like some sort of hack, right? Like let's say somebody hacks your home computer, but not
Right.
if the not but you wouldn't. So that's like something different. That would be on the side, but not if the actual bit or the coin itself, the currency itself gets hacked.
Yeah. It
You
would have
want to
to be
cross
off the
that line,
exchange.
but yeah,
The
how do you?
exchanges do get hit though. That's why they invented cold storage to begin with. And
So,
some of the cold storage look like this.
but
They're
there's
actually
still
physical coins.
Yeah, there's still there. Okay, so what about cold storage? That's what I'm talking about. So when you
Yeah.
take it offline, you want to keep these sticks somewhere safe with everything. So it's like what I guess that's a safety deposit box.
Well, that was one of my options, and I literally got a safe. I mean, it's right
Yeah.
under my
People
feet
just
right
store
here.
it in their own house, yeah.
It's right there.
But
And
that's what I mean, like dude,
it's a
even
safe.
it's the safest safe in the safe business.
Not really, but it's fireproof at least. That was kind of why I got it. Flood proof, fireproof. I put like all, my important shit in there. But
Mhm.
I really got it. I never really was going to get a safe for any other reason until I got into the crypto game because I wanted to keep my shit
Crypto and
offline
safes. Give me a break, yeah.
in a safe, and I wanted to have my own vault, make myself my own bank. Oh, speaking of which, I told you that I got my LLC all approved. I got
Yeah.
my federal employment identification number,
Yeah.
whatever.
You're in the game.
So now I'm tax free now. I just got to fund this bad boy, and I'm off and running. But
So wait, what is it? What kind of what do you got set up? An LLC? What's the name? What are we doing?
Quantum Alchemy is the name of my company,
Love that.
and it's all crypto mining based. So I'm going to use all
Oh,
my crypto mining profits and all my crypto mining stuff and just funnel it all through this company because it's just got tax
funnel.
advantages instead of using, like a personal. Like if I were to take some of that crypto out and cash it out because it's doubled or tripled at this point, I'd get hit pretty good with taxes.
Yeah.
So if you use an LLC and you pay yourself, like instead of cashing out and you run it through the business itself, you pay way less in taxes,
Yeah, for sure.
and you can write off losses and shit.
Is it better than to pay yourself like just more of a dividend basis than it is a paycheck
Well, it
as an
depends.
employee? I mean,
Right. I would have to figure that out because, yeah, my actual salary per se from that company would probably get hit as regular income when I could do some kind of special dividend or something like you're saying, or even, um, you know, I
just
don't know.
bonus plans, whatever
I
it's called.
have,
I mean,
yeah, I have a,
for how well you're performing.
right. But I have
Honey,
a tax guy that Tim Mahalik actually hooked me up with a long time ago that I didn't
Mahalik.
need to use. But I was like, hey, do you still go to that one tax guy that we used back in the day? And he's like, hell yeah. I'm like, what do you think about using that guy for crypto? Because Timmy's in that too,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
That's
he's
what you're
he's
telling
already
me.
got an LLC. He's already set up and running,
Because
as
he's
a
a big boy.
business.
I've been doing
He's
this a while.
insane. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, that guy's got like 10 businesses, bro.
yeah, man. He's good like that.
Yeah. So yeah, Timmy helped me out big time, gave me kind of some of the ins and outs and told me kind of where to go, what to do, which was huge. And like I said, that's the same thing I'm talking about with
It's
Bandon,
crazy.
you go with somebody that's kind of got some of the ins and outs, and it makes the experience way more intense, way more comfortable, way more you can like kind of get into it a little bit more,
Yeah.
you know.
No,
There's not as
totally.
much question. There's not as much like, like you don't get stuck. You can just reach out to that guy, be like, "Hey, man, what do I do again here now? I got
Yeah. What
this.
do I
What do I
do?
do
I got
next?
a wedgie. What am I doing?
Yeah, what am I doing now? What's the next step?"
Yeah. No, I feel you. Some of it's the surprise of going somewhere new, but this place, well, Sutton Bay too, but is those places. It's just great, man. It's changing. I got something for you here.
What you got?
I don't know if it's gonna work. So anyway, I just wondered about the whole insurance thing. I was gonna bring that up last time,
I
but
like where you're going
was
with
too
the thought
late.
process, though.
Yeah, there's something there.
There's got to be something there for sure. It's new enough to where there's definitely gaps. Like I said, I'm gonna write that down. Where is the crypto gap?
Yeah, seriously.
There's shit there. There's something there. I'm gonna when I hit the treadmill here after we're done to close my rings because I'm gonna have some work to put in. At least 50
Because
minutes,
you'd
I
be
would
putting
say.
in work. Nice.
Yeah, at least I'd say a solid hour in order to get this done. So while I'm doing that, I'll refocus. What I'm doing right now on iFit is remember that guy they made the movie with James Franco where the guy was going through the little mountains and shit and in the canyons and he got trapped by the boulder and he had to saw his own arm off.
Oh yeah, I never saw that one.
You didn't see that movie? It's
No,
really good.
no, yeah, I heard about it. Like 48 hours or some shit.
Something like that, but you know the story, right? So
21 days or whatever the hell it is.
something like yeah,
21
20
hours, I think.
22 months and 6 days, and then he finally sawed his arm off. But
Finally.
that guy was the guy that's leading the workout. So he takes you back through the route
Oh
that he was
wow.
going on when that happened to him.
Yeah.
And you just follow along and kind of, run, walk, whatever you want to do while he's telling his story and kind of leading you through these canyons, dude. It's badass.
That's
So
awesome, man.
so like listening to him talk though too. And he's got, the one prosthetic now that, he uses to still climb and
Oh
do
yeah,
shit.
that's
And the
right.
guy's a beast. It didn't
Dude.
slow him down after he sawed his arm off. He's like, fuck that arm. We'll go get another one.
I mean, that's so inspiring. Like the guys that climb up the mountains on their fingernails, like what's his
Dude,
Alex or whatever. You know that guy that went up, whatever he went up, El Cap. He went up El Cap free solo. And
free.
then,
Yeah.
yeah, and just, I mean, that's ballsy.
Huh.
Like what the hell's
I
going
don't
on
even
there?
know, man. Yeah, that's insane level. You have to have so much confidence in your abilities.
They said he's just super calm, and he said he did it for 10 years. He's like, I came here for 10 years. I still didn't know if I was actually going to do it when the time came. He's like, but then I just got up that morning and I was like, this is the day. Like, we're going to do this. I was like, whoa, that's
Okay
ballsy.
then. All right. Let's go. That's
So
that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you just got to get up and be like, this is the day.
I think, yeah, you can feel it. But that
Hmm.
would be like with sports, you could do that because you were like how you were moving, how you felt, and like how the rhythm was going. But life, I mean, I guess can be like that to some extent. But how do you get like in a
Man,
rhythm? How do I get in a groove? You got to be doing something cool, I guess.
that's what I love about that other YouTube show that I'm addicted to, Ghost Town, living with that dude that lives in Cerro Gordo in that
Oh
ghost
yeah,
mining town by himself.
what the fuck is he living there still for? He just keeps
Dude,
looking for stuff or what?
listen,
Thing?
that guy had one of the best episodes, one of the best things I've ever seen in my entire
I should have
life.
seen his story probably. Yeah,
Well, this is it. So he
yeah.
didn't really tell his story until like 2 episodes ago, and I'll send you the link for it.
Okay.
And what he does essentially is this, and it's kind of what you're saying. He goes, "All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this pack." He's like, I flew the drone around a little bit. I went on Google Maps and I found a couple places that I think are interesting, and I'm just
Okay.
gonna walk that way and go backpacking and just see what I can find. So he just packs some shit, leaves at 6 in the morning, and just starts fucking walking. It's like 20 degrees out
Love
when he
this guy.
leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the best. And so he just starts walking, gets to the first point of interest that he wants to hit, which was an old mine or mine looking structure. Sure enough, it was a mine. He went in there, checked some shit out, found a bunch of cool shit.
What did he think he was trying to do? Let's get to. I mean, like in the
Well,
show, they tell you like,
well, he was just
on his bed.
he just wanted to go out there and he wanted to
All
backpack,
right.
and
Thanks.
he even says it. He goes, I want to get a little lost. And he goes, I want to
Ah.
kind of be uncomfortable and get a little lost. He's like, so I'm going to go out of my comfort zone here and try to go further than I ever have. And then he gets to that mine, the first point of interest. He goes in there, checks it out, writes a handwritten letter, puts it in one of these tobacco cans, and goes and hides it in the mine for somebody else to find in the future. And
I
then,
win.
yeah, so
You
cool.
lose.
And then he's like, man, he's like, this backpack is way too heavy.
Yeah.
I've got to fucking trim some weight, so I'm gonna leave my tent here. And he doesn't plan on going home. He's gonna stay out on the mountains overnight. He's like, so this could mean that I have to sleep outside with no shelter if I
Yeah.
don't find this other
Just
spot that I'm looking for.
okay.
So he keeps walking. He keeps going, leaves his tent there. He keeps going. He gets all the way out as far as he can go. He finds the spot that he's looking for. He's like, shoot, I only got a little bit of time here. I got to set up camp. He sets up camp. He makes himself a little fucking hut out of rocks and shit, makes a little fire pit out of rocks, and he's sitting there chilling.
Who's filming it? He's filming it.
He's all by himself. He films
Yeah,
it all
right.
by himself the whole time. And so he's sitting there chilling, and you can see the sun going down over Death Valley behind him. And he's like, I thought I heard a mountain lion or something, so I'm going to reinforce my
song
bet
right
a
here.
little bit. And then he starts to go into his story, dude. And I'm going to stop there and not give you any more details.
Yeah,
because
nice.
his
Let's put a link
story,
in it.
yeah, his story was so inspiring, and it was so kick-ass, and it was so awesome that it like makes you want to run through a fucking wall, you know, or it makes you want to just say fuck it and throw the curveball. It makes you want to, like, you know, go after something that you didn't want to, you know, or that you didn't think you could,
Yeah.
you know, or you didn't think that made sense, or you were worried about how you would be received by your family, your friends, you know, and you know, whoever. And he talks about all that.
Or you keep shooting yourself down. You know,
Oh,
you're
for
like,
sure.
nah. You know, nobody would even say anything, and you're like, nah, it's never good. I would never do that.
That's a dumb idea.
I couldn't even do that. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to bed.
I'm gonna go watch The Masked Singer. That's so stupid.
The what?
The Masked Singer. I'm gonna go watch season 6 of The Masked Singer. This is stupid. What am I thinking?
What? How could I ever?
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly,
shit. Dude. I'm excited to watch that episode. All right, that's cool,
Dude.
man. I'm excited.
I love.
Well, I saw those guys
shit
do that.
like that.
Yeah. No, I do too. And it's cool when something comes along that's good enough, that's real enough, that it gets to you. You know what I mean?
So good.
But
And you can put yourself in that dude's shoes.
Yeah, and you're like, this would be cool. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the thing about, like, that's how I felt with that video on the AT, the Appalachian Trail, and I saw those people doing it. I was like, oh my God, like, I want to feel that. I want to be on that.
Yes.
I want to do that. Yeah, you know,
That's
like
exactly
I could
the
really
same
buy
thing.
into that. That's what I wanted. But we'll get
That
there.
one's tough
That's
because
that's
the
a big
timing-
commitment. Yeah.
Right, and so was leaving everything and going to start your own fucking ghost town, dude.
Well,
But I
that's
mean,
true. I mean,
you know, I think the more crazy you get on that level, like your buddy with Bubbles, you know, who fucking left for a year or
wasn't
whatever it
that
was.
life changing?
Dude, for fuck yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's different levels to that game. You know, you can do the couple months on the trail, you can sell everything and go start your own ghost town, or you can go sail around the fucking world with no sailing experience.
How long, what's the minimum amount of time that you can go for and still get out of it what you need? I know that's different for everybody.
We talked
Everyone's
about
different.
this,
Everyone's
right?
story's different.
We talked
But-
about this a little bit.
You know what I'm saying?
You were
Like,
saying, weren't you
can you
saying
do
like at least a month or something? What were you saying?
I don't know. I feel like a month is like minimum. That's you
Because
need
we were
a
talking
30
about
day.
that retreat. Remember the kick-ass
We're
place
talking about
where
the
you
retreat.
live the life
We
you
did
wanna
talk about
live?
this. Yeah, we did
Yeah.
talk about that.
And you were saying
Bada
a month
bing.
then, right?
Boom, 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 boom.
Or 2 weeks? What was it?
That gives me a better idea on that play. You know what? That should just be a service that's marketed to high-end homes. You know, that you bring that in for the
Yeah.
weekend and be like, yeah, if we do this 4 times a year, we'll be able to generate your property an extra $15,000. And they're like, oh my God, book it. And you're like, bring Eric Knees and the grind.
What else? Yeah, I was gonna say you could also, if you had
Like,
a nice enough place.
we're
What
here
about
this
photo
weekend.
shoots? What about
Yeah.
like YouTube videos? What about like, you know, like movie sets?
Yeah.
Shit like that. You could totally market badass places like that.
Yeah, so that's really it's an experience, right? So you're just a little party thrower to some extent. You're not even have to bring people, I mean, but you're just the one providing the experience. Like, we got the bed sheets, we got the flower petals, we got
We got
what I mean.
we got the Infinity Edge pool.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so
We
anyway,
got the grotto. No, that's what I'm saying. I think in order to like do something life changing to where like you come back and shit is different, it
Mhm.
would have to be multiple months, in my opinion.
or like a life threatening experience, or like you know what I mean? It has to be something of some magnitude to have some weight on your soul. Truthfully,
Yeah.
like, it has to bend you. It has to move you, right? It has to move you.
I'm trying to
so
think of something
you
that
could
would be
First
the
thing that ever
equivalent to-
did it for me, because we had really high, was when with rapids, when we went whitewater rafting. When people will actually, somebody died right ahead of us, like, it was a real thing. And so you thought, this is serious. You know, we could get hurt if somebody's a
Sure.
jackass, or it spins around, or you hit the rock.
Just shit goes sideways. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, I might be able to handle myself, but my wife's on this boat. Like, I don't know. I was nervous a bit.
It's awesome.
And after that, you felt that bond. But skydiving probably does it for the most people, I'm guessing, but that's not really in my bag.
I don't know if I could do that either.
I enjoy it here. I don't want to have to. I'm not going to risk it that much. Like
I would throw up, and then it would all go right into the dude behind me that was trying. Right into his face. He would start throwing up. We would both be throwing up. No one would hit the fucking cord.
You probably can't. It probably barely comes out your mouth. It's like.
That's what I'm saying. It would just go straight back up into that guy's face.
He's got like a shield.
He'd have a puke mustache. I'm sure that's not.
He's like, I've been doing this 25 years. It's permanently stained.
Face shield. We're good.
Don't have the chowder.
I told you not to eat for 8 hours, man. You stupid bastard.
He's like an Irish Jamaican, I hear. That's the perfect combo. They always mesh. Actually, Jamaican's harder, but.
Oh, it's all good. You put them together, though. Good Lord.
Man.
That's why they're skydivers.
Well, see, they're calm and ready.
Yeah.
I would never.
I don't think I could do it.
We used to go to parties at Skydive Chicago, actually.
Yeah, out in the fields.
Yeah, right at the thing. Yeah. Mazza was like
cool.
really good friends with, I think the guy's name was Roger. He owned the place. And they used to throw raves out there. Like,
what?
Yeah, he was always trying to throw a party, man.
Dude, that's great.
Yeah, he came down. We threw a rave at Delta Chi house in like 97 probably. 97? And we brought 2 DJs from the city that we loved because we used to go out all the time. We'd be like, oh, dude, he's like, I'm going to get Mana and Julius. And they came down and we rented a barn. And yeah, it was really cool. But I was behind the DJ table and ended up, honestly, like cliche, tripping over the cord.
Falling through it.
That just took the music down.
Shut up.
I was like, what the hell? What the hell? I was just like, I actually was that guy. I'm like, who did that?
Plug it in.
Get it. You get it.
That's why you need the MagSafe connectors, man.
Ooh, they have that? It's all magnet now?
Nah, just on the Apples, but it doesn't work that great. I think they actually took it away. I think they stopped using them. Or no, maybe they brought it back. I can't remember.
See? Right there.
Yeah. I'm lost. I'm shot already.
By
Friday, I'm always brain dead.
By Friday? Yeah, we got to catch you on a Tuesday. I like our Sundays, though. Maybe we'll get back to the Sunday once my life gets planted. Yeah. I got something for you, though. As he's down in a spark, he's like, what? Is it a rain? They sell those at my new work.
Rain, I did.
When I saw one the other day, I was like, this is what TJ... Wait, hold on. What's the color? What's the vibe you do? Red Dragon. Inferno. I heard that's the steepest. Okay.
Yeah, this is the hardest of the hardcore.
This is what I want you to do, okay?
Hit me.
You got to check this out. Get your phone. You got your phone?
Yes, sir.
Put them by the telephone. Here we go. Do this. Okay. Text 100X to 844-721-1446.
What?
Yeah, let's do this. I had a better page up, but this is what we got.
844-721-1446. And I am texting 100X.
Yeah, type 100X.
And send.
Yeah.
Booyah.
Booyah.
Oh, nice. What you got here?
So what's it say?
It says, thank you for joining the 100X program. More info to come soon. Better start preparing. 100X reply, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, baby.
Okay, so explain what you got going on.
So the thing is, you have to put underneath there, it tells you how many messages that are going to be sent. And I think they have to do that by law, law dog. So I figured what we could do is we could have this right here. And we could have people that want to do 100X. And my initial thought was that, and with you and I playing off this here, yeah. I thought I'd throw it out here, but my initial thought was like, well, every day you'll get a text message with something you have to do.
I like it.
It has to be done that day. That's just the rule. It has to be done.
Okay.
Now, you can reply to these text messages if you want, and I would have we would both have like the ability to reply to people if we wanted.
Sure.
You can reply to everybody, all that stuff, and you could have people like upload if you had them do something and you wanted a picture, they could share. They could put pictures in there.
Damn, bro.
But they would be replying to you. So this is really cool. But I like
really cool.
I like the everyday thing. But then I was thinking like, well, what if it was? They didn't know when it was going to come.
I like that
Like
too.
the randomness part of it. So when they talk about casinos, I watched a show recently on something like that when they're like the slot machine or whatever is just because it's the random if you're going to win or not. It wasn't like if you want to, or you know what I mean? It was the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
unpredictability of it that
That
kept
kept
people
you
wanting
coming
more.
back.
So
Yeah. I
I
love
like
it.
that. But I
I
also
love the
like,
random idea. How
yeah,
about this? You can expect to receive something every day. It could be even like a little quote, or it could be something like that. And then every once in a while we throw in there like the challenge or something like
yeah,
that. You know what I mean?
I like it. My thought was a really strong component of making any type of change in our lives is consistency.
Yeah.
So if we were just consistent with it, we could help build that habit, which is a real difficult one for everybody to
Yeah.
stay consistent. And so that's like the core of it would be that I think would to be pushing for that, be like, look, like you need to get a streak going. You need to get a consistent routine going. Let this be here. And then it
So
would be
true.
stuff that will maybe push you. You could add double, like a double in there. Be like, hey, if you're feeling it today, and you like one day you could throw an extra. Be like, go do an extra 2 miles before 10 p.m. or before midnight,
Yes.
or like so. There's room to play with it, but I think if we
I
kept it
love it.
simple and we did 30 days, we wrote out 30 days, and we could load it. We could just load it. People could text that and they would get 30 days. Except the
I
thought
like
was,
that.
I would like it if they after day one or after day three, you say, hey, if you want to keep the program going, it's $10 and just
Mm-hmm.
charge them $10 a month and they can turn it off whenever they want.
Yeah, a subscription base.
Subscription. But if you like it, you just keep it coming. It might be too many for people, but I think the only thing on the back end of it is you need to be able to then get together. So that's when we could invent our own Spartan type races within it. Be like, hey, on next 2 Sundays from now, we're doing a virtual Spartan as a group, as a 100X, but we call it whatever. We're doing 100X in 2 Sundays and just do it virtually and then have people post. We could easily have it. I don't know. Just, I
Yeah,
mean,
all kinds of different
all
meetups
their place
and
for
different
just for people to post
opportunities.
to, but in the in
Yeah.
the in the very 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 basic, without any of that,
Mm-hmm.
it's a simple one text a day to change your life. Really, it's like you're going to get one text a day that's going to push you. It's going to keep you consistent, and if you really stick with it, you can maybe make some changes.
Yeah, and
It'd be cool.
you can give them tips, you can give them tricks, you can give them info, you can give them, challenges, you can give them all different kinds of stuff. You can give them tips on gear, you can give them tips on nutrition, you can give them tips on, hydration, on stretching, all different kinds of stuff on top of it. Dude, there's so many avenues you could take that. I love your meetup idea too. There's a ton you could do with that.
Yeah, just
Um,
the virtual event idea we saw that I think was a really good. I thought it seemed like a good turnout. I
the
mean, it
Spartan
seemed like
thing.
there were a lot of people involved online anyway.
I think so too, because I started seeing some of the numbers because you could see where you were at as
Oh
far as your
yeah, I was
finish
checking you out. I got to go back in there and see what's
based
that
on
happens.
age and or gender, age, shit like that. You can and whether you were a pro or not. I think they separated it somehow like that. So
Yeah.
you could see kind of how many people had done it, and there was a pretty good number. I was impressed too,
I was shocked by some of the times, but so what do you
dude.
think, man? I was really, for the last 3 nights, I've been racked trying to make this work because, excuse me, what it used to look like was you would, oh, you can't see my screen anymore, but you would put your phone number in and
Mm-hmm.
then you would hit the button and then you would get a text come through and it would set up an automation. But the only thing that I can find out to really do something like that is where you text the number first. So you have to text it to like, I wanted it to be more simple. Now you can do a QR code, right?
Yeah,
You
I was
can do
thinking
those.
like that.
But
Yeah.
my thought is, how do you do a QR code when it's on your phone? So you're scrolling. Like, here's our QR code. You're like, well, I can't take a picture of a QR code on my phone because I need my camera. So if
Mm-hmm.
like, if you don't have anything around you, you would text. That's why in the ad it would say text blah 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 to whatever. I
Mm-hmm.
think.
I think that's the best way for sure. If we were to do some sort of thing where you wanted to, like, I like the idea of, like a challenge where, um, or not even a challenge really, but just a thing where you would advertise clever like this. So you go around and you maybe leave that QR code in strategic spots. Obviously, I don't know the legalities of this either, but you would leave that QR code in clever spots where you could get people then to engage with it and take a picture, or like a business card, like I was saying. That's where I think that type of system would work the best. But I think you're right. If you were to do something like, hey, if you want to get in this program, or if you wanted to, send your buddy this text or something like that, you would definitely have to give them the number and say, text, I'm in, or 100x, like you said,
Yeah.
to this number or whatever. I like that better too.
That
But we
works.
can have multiple avenues to get people involved. And the reason why I like the QR code thing is because it kind of has like that mysterious, like, what is this? Let me check it out. Let me take a picture of it and see what pulls up.
Yeah. No, that's true. They
But we
made
could
it really,
use that.
Yeah. No, there's definitely plenty of room for that. I just kept thinking, exactly. I'm like, well, what if I don't have a QR? Like, I'm looking at the QR code, but what if I can't take a picture of it because I'm just whatever? I'm on the bus. I have my phone. What am
You say,
you
hey,
have to
buddy,
text.
take
Buddy.
a picture of this. Tell me what this is.
Yeah, that's
The
the
guy
last
sitting
time.
next to
That's
you.
the last thing we heard him say.
Yeah. And are you inoculated with the COVID virus?
I'm not touching your phone of all things, mister.
I won't even take a picture of your phone.
Think about that when you go up to somebody, you go up and you guys are looking at a picture, like, look at the picture of my dog. And you like hand it, but it's like, they know not to take it. Like, don't take it. Like, here, just see
Just
it.
look. Yeah.
See it.
You
Don't
look with
take
your eyes, not your hands.
Yeah,
man.
you're not touching it.
Especially nowadays, there's so much bacteria in your phone. It's worse than licking a toilet seat. I've seen that on Facebook.
Trust me. Yeah, I seen that on
Yeah.
Facebook, bro. That's like a turtle from
argue.
North Shore. That's good shit. Man.
Turtle from North Shore.
Yeah, you ever seen that? North Shore?
Mm.
Oh, the best movie ever from the 80s.
Oh,
Rick-
wait a second.
And he
think I
wins
do
a
kinda
surfing
remember that.
competition in like Tempe, Arizona, and
Yeah.
then he goes to Hawaii for the
Hawaii.
summer.
Yeah.
He
I
meets
think I
like
do remember
Mia
this.
Peoples or whatever I think it was.
Nina Peoples. the
Yeah,
old
no,
host
me,
for MTV. Wasn't she on MTV?
maybe she might have been.
Yeah, I think she was.
She's like a Hawaiian girl. She's beautiful. That's
Yeah,
Mia Peoples,
that's
but
right,
this is
that's
like
right.
somebody else.
Dude,
I think.
80s movies. Wait, hang on, North Shore.
Dude, you have to see it. It's the best.
Yeah.
So he goes there, and he's a haole guy. He's a white boy in Hawaii. So he's getting beat up. And
and he's
going
getting
on.
made fun of, and
He's going after the hot chick, of course.
Mhm.
What? And Laird Hamilton's in it.
oh,
Laird
even
Hamilton's like the hot rod, big time surfer
better. Like,
at
he's
the
the
time.
man. Like,
He's
this
a-
is my beach, motherfucker.
No, dude, he's a prick. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
total.
That's great.
He's like, come here, let's get out of here, man. Dude, it's so good. Yeah, that's
Leave this dork alone, bro.
like I lived in my brain. I was in that movie for like 10 years of my life. So that'll
That's so
tell you
cool.
more about who I am. That was just me. I
Yeah.
was just like, I want to be in there.
You wanted to. That was your thing. You wanted to drop it all and just become a surfer.
I know I couldn't. I didn't have the balls.
That's, I think, more of the problem than anything. Like, I
Yeah.
think that most people don't have the balls to just go after whatever the fuck it is. It doesn't matter what it is. Like we were talking earlier, the caddy. We were talking about surfing. We were talking about traveling the world. It doesn't matter what it is. I think that, obviously you have responsibilities. You've made some decisions and you have some commitments and shit that you have to live up to. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think you need to facilitate that escape somehow, but still be able to come back and function, relatively normal. So, like, back to your question, how long does it take
Yeah.
for you to be able to escape,
Well
to
done.
make it worth it, and like make it valuable for you, and then still be able to come back and take care of responsibilities and shit? So, to answer that question, I'm going to say 14 days, 2 weeks. It has to be at least 2 weeks
2 weeks. Yeah. I think 2 weeks is probably the minimum time.
minimum. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. We were talking about that. I'm moving to Lincoln, which is a small town. And so I was having coffee with a buddy down the street, which sounds interesting to say, but this guy's so fun.
Yeah.
Big marketing guy. So we have great
Yeah,
conversations.
you were telling me about this, dude.
From South Africa. Super cool.
Yeah.
Dude.
So
but he
smart
was
that
just
you
like-
tap that guy's knowledge, though.
Yeah, man. He's just
Yeah.
he's just got a different way of looking at it, but he's a little bit older than I am. So
Even better.
he's like, when you're there, you're going to have to make it a point, like once a month, like you're saying. He's like, but you're going to have to get away because you're going to be in a small town in her world with her family and everything. And I've lived there before, and everything, it being like, you're not from there, you didn't go to high school with everybody. And so it could be claustrophobic, a little bit or whatever. And I don't
For
really
sure.
feel that, but I understand the sentiment.
You could feel
And it's,
trapped for sure.
yeah, and I think he's right. No, but I think
I think he's right too.
that's a very healthy outlook on it. Like, regardless of whatever you think you're feeling, like you need to be able to step out of that. But in that book, actually,
Even if
Men
you
are from
don't think
Mars,
you need to.
women
just
are
do it.
from Venus.
Okay, yeah.
He was saying a similar thing. He goes, every so often, the man or the male or whatever has to go far away. And she used it, and this is interesting. She used distance now that I think about it. She goes, she has to go far enough away. So think about it. If you go far enough away, that would be more time, probably, that you would be
Sure.
gone. So, like, the farther you go. So, depending on how far he went, to feel the need. So, to come back, essentially, it means to feel like, yes, I do miss them. I do need them. I do want them. Like, to have that.
The value. Yeah, the
Yeah,
value.
not that they don't feel that all the time, but they just have to go do that. And then they come back and they're like, you know what I mean? You ever gone on a trip and really missed your girl, really missed your
course,
kids,
yeah.
and just been like, oh, I just wish I was home. Like, you have to go feel that. Sometimes it's a couple nights away, but that's truly not enough. Like, you go to
I agree.
out for a couple weekends with your buddies. Like, first of all, that's not even like time for yourself. You're just going to be distracted, even though it's a healthy time.
You're still getting off of the high of everyday life and the rat race.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I think that your first day's traveling, like you said, and then the next day after you travel, so the second day would be you still trying to acclimate to wherever you are now. So like if you go to a small town, the pacing is going to be totally different. You're going to be sitting in traffic, which is not even traffic, which is probably two cars at a stoplight or a stop sign, and freaking out because the guy's not going through the stop sign fast enough. You're going to be like, come on, dude, what the fuck is this guy doing, dude? And you don't realize that you're in a small town and there's nowhere to go and you have no rush,
You're like, who drives like, I mean, gosh.
God
yeah,
damn, dude, for real, bro?
But I'm
for real?
Yeah, exactly. But it's like I'm the one driving in their town.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, this is how we drive, bruh.
Like, slow down.
Slow down.
Like I remember
you work with Mary's kids over there. You see
right.
them.
Every time I'd go fishing, right? We'd set up shop at wherever we were staying, and we'd go to the store to pick up provisions, food, booze, whatever,
brown sugar.
And I remember, I'd get up, into the line, and there'd be like two people ahead of me, and some guy that's checking out would be
stomping,
talking to the checkout person, like you said, about like their kids and about Janie's concert that she was in, and I'm just like,
love it.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Come on, I just want to go back to the house right now, for real. But you don't understand that they know everybody, and they've been friends, and their parents were friends, and their kids are friends, and and you're not putting all that together. So it takes an entire day for you to say like, oh, okay, hey, I need to stop that shit. So then the third day is the first day that you actually can now tap into your vacation or what's going on.
Yeah.
And then usually by the fourth or fifth day, you're already getting ready to go back.
Yep. And you're already thinking about it the day before you go back. It's like, okay, what do I got to get in order?
Yeah. Right. And then you have the travel day. So yeah, I think that, you'd have to do at least 2 weeks or so. And you need to really make sure that you embrace wherever you are. And I think then you can start to get that vibe. Then after you've had that for a little bit, you'll start to miss your significant other and your kids and some of the normalcy of your old life.
Yeah.
And then you'll either be pulled back in that direction, or you'll realize how much you hate it.
You're
and
like,
then you'll,
shit.
Then you can make the changes necessary. Yeah. So I think that is super huge. But that's what I loved about fishing trips, man. When we'd go on fishing trips, they weren't long enough. They were only like 3-4 days. But it still was far enough away, and it was a big enough change from what I currently am sitting in that it did put some perspective into play for sure.
So that means it kind of lines up. What you're saying though right here lines up with what that Eric Davis program, that Navy SEAL guy, put out, because he was saying, and we talked about this, but doing like one thing a month, right? So doing like a fishing trip every month.
That's how it was.
Then every quarter doing like the going like on a bigger trip.
Yeah, that's kind of how the club works for fishing. We would do 1 month every month we'd have a tournament, but then like Like in the spring, we'd have a big one. Then in the summer, we'd have a big tournament that was multiple days. We stayed overnight somewhere epic. And then in the fall, we had our championship, quote unquote. So we'd have another big one where we'd stay multiple nights over at some huge lake that was epic. And it's kind of like golfing, same thing. So you would
Yeah.
go to Bandon Dunes, right? And you would stay for 6 days, 7 days, or 6 days, or what was it? 6 days, 7 nights, or something
I
like
mean,
that.
that would be a
Whatever.
lot. I think if you went for like 4,
Yeah, 4 or 5.
you know,
Right.
yeah.
So you just enough to hit like 3 or 4 of those courses, right?
You would hit
So
all of them because you would play 36 holes every day. You wouldn't waste time not playing. Trust
right.
me. You would just constantly play.
There you go. So
Yeah.
you'd hit
It'd
all the
be great.
courses,
It'd be so
and you
great.
would smash it all into 4 or 5 days, and then you would go back home. But it's the same principle. Like you might go the next weekend, you might go somewhere close and only play that day and go home,
Yeah, it's true.
And then the next weekend, maybe you only go to the driving range, or you take the kids to the par, or not par three, but the mini golf place or something. Then the next weekend you go play again. But then the following weekend, like you said, we go meet up at Deer Run.
Deer Run, yeah.
Then you do the next 3 or 4 weekends, you do something similar, or something simple, and you stay close to home or something. Then we go meet up at Black Wolf
Something
Run or
big.
something,
Yeah.
or
Booyah.
like out by, you said, in South Dakota, or we
Yeah.
end the season on that South Dakota trip,
Oh,
or
yeah,
something
that's a
crazy.
great idea, yeah.
Like something cool like that. But you have like 3 like majors. Think of it like PGA.
Oh, there you go,
majors,
dude. Perfect analogy. Put it up as
Yeah.
majors. All right. So think about that in the style of the golf show that we want to do. Maybe that's how it is. Like we're doing, B and
season.
courses, or to some extent B courses, but then you're doing the A courses for majors. Like you make it a point. So that's
Yeah.
like when we play Deer Run, it will be a business write-off because it'll be under the umbrella of whatever that is labeled. I mean,
Quantum Alchemy.
well, it could be an LLC under that. You know what I mean?
Under our little company that we could get rolling.
Yeah, like
For sure.
100X itself. I already bought.
Let's do it. What else you got
I
here?
was
What are you
all
talking?
over it this weekend, man.
Well, why don't we just LLC 100X, bro?
Yeah, we should. The 100X,
It's like
itself
100.
getting.
I don't know how much it is from your state. Well, we'll see which cheaper, and we do it in that state.
Okay. I got a couple, or at least one website. It was hard to get a domain with it, but I got.
Nowadays.
What did I get? Let's see. I don't even know what I own now. I love buying domains. I got 100xlife.me. It's really the only one I could get. So we snagged that just to hold it and then see if we could make something better. But for now, I needed to get something because I was trying to get this landing page up.
That's cool.
So 100xlife.me is what we can use. Otherwise,
love it.
I think we go to WordPress actually and get some functionality up. But simple, one text a day. We are going to write this program, and we should put
All
a
right.
deadline of
Let's do it.
let's write it in the next 30 days or something.
Yeah, let's say before February starts.
Before February starts.
Yeah, so it's a little more than 30 days because we got some
like it.
holiday shit coming up that's
I like
going to
that.
kind
That's
of derail us.
a beautiful goal. I like it. It's not too far,
Yeah.
and it gives us a little something to do. So,
Yeah.
okay, let's do it.
Throws a winter. We can touch base again on here every once in a while to talk about where we're at.
Where it's coming. Yeah. Any ideas?
Obviously offline as well. Love it.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for the time.
Dude,
As always, I know we're just over an hour, so I want to keep you to.
I'm going to go hit this treadmill. That's the only reason I got to cut it short, because I always leave myself too much work to do at the end of the day because it's winter here. So I never get outside anymore, dude.
Yeah.
So, I mean, literally I have like 600
Winter's bone.
move points to do in
40
minutes of work on that little Apple Watch. I seen that thing peaking.
Maybe
right
I should go. I haven't been hitting shit for so long. You've been crushing me, and it's my own fault.
I re-invited you too, so I'm just gonna keep competition.
Please do,
challenging
yeah,
you
please
over
do.
and over.
I'm at 884, and
Dude, that's
so
awesome.
I only need a couple hundy. All
Yeah,
right,
see, if I was in your shoes, I'd be feeling good right now. I'd be like, I could walk this out to some dude telling me about how he got his arm stuck in a rock. But instead, I'm gonna have to fucking be sprinting while this dude's talking about his arm stuck in a rock.
No,
Joel.
where can you walk tonight?
I don't know. I was gonna.
Transylvania.
Well, I did do that one. That
Yeah, I
one was
thought you
really
did.
cool.
Yeah.
Talking about Dracula and shit, and that one was awesome. They even have they even took you up to the castle, and they have people still like dummies on the spikes.
Oh
Like,
yeah, can you do
yes.
like a tour of the Tower of London or something like that?
There might
Maybe
be
not.
something like that.
Or could you do, I was thinking more like a golf course or something. Like people don't do that. Hey,
That's not a bad
great
idea.
idea right there, kid.
I gotta
That's
look. You know what I've been doing is I'll tell you what. So I've been taking, I got the huge screen where you can walk and pick a workout or whatever, and it'll change the incline, it'll change the pace, all that shit.
Oh yeah, I checked it
Um,
out. I'm ready to
right,
order one as soon as we move.
dude, so dope. Yeah,
Can't wait.
you definitely need one, especially if you're going somewhere where you can't get outside all year or
Yeah.
the full year.
You can't
You
do
can without
Rocky every
pain.
day. Rocky in
Yeah,
Russia every day. I mean, come on.
you'll die.
Maybe you should. I don't
No,
know.
you'll die. And I'm telling you, I've been so addicted to Golfholics that I take my iPad and I've been putting it right in the middle while I have the screen behind it, too. But I've been watching Golfaholics and watch these guys play courses while I'm working out with the workout behind it. So it's like information overload. But that's how fucking addicted I've been.
Why you can't watch it on that screen that you have?
See, you can connect. Well, YouTube's
You're
already
starting to
connected to it.
make me doubt it.
I just haven't tried it yet. So,
Okay.
I haven't messed around with manual work because you could do manual workouts with like YouTube or
Yeah.
there's a bunch of different apps,
Cool.
Netflix and shit. But I haven't fucked with it yet. I just I like the workout aspect of it because it changes the undulation and changes like,
That's pretty
like
cool.
the pacing and stuff like that. And it gives you a specific length, not necessarily like 30 minutes. It'll be like 36 minutes and 27 seconds and you'll be working out 1.75 miles.
Yeah, like it knows how
Yeah.
fast you're gonna go.
Right. So there's like pace changes and shit, like I said. So that's why I like doing that. So I don't know if you could do like a split screen thing or something. I doubt it. But instead,
Watch the Golden Girls on one, and
I just plop
Yeah.
my freaking iPad up there and I've been, watching
it.
Golfholics.
I liked it, man. I love the idea. I think getting out and obviously we want to play golf, and so we'll just get to talk about it and check out these cool places. You got a drone already, and we'll probably need. I mean, you could do it with two people because they were probably just filming each other. It looked like off the tee.
It
was
is.
hard to tell if it was two guys at first. I was like, "Is this the same guy?" That's a
They
different.
have two cameras. They give one to the other force or the other twosome in the other cart. And they kind of film each other a little bit. They have a pretty nice setup now because they've been doing it for so long.
Mhm.
But for the most part, I think you're right. They started with just one guy filming the other guy. And then if, you got separated, it was on a tripod. So you just plant it on the ground and just capture your shot. And then you could, like I said, during the editing process, you can go in there and put the yardage. You could put how many over or under par you are or whatever.
Dude, let's do this. This will be so fun.
You can even get like shot tracking and stuff. I'll figure out how that works.
I always liked the style of the Wild World of Golf, when they would show like the old school guys. You would see it on Sunday. It was like Shell's Wild, and it'd be like Nicholas against Palmer or whatever, and they would play skins game. So they would be like, he's up $100,000 or whatever. I mean, it's like
I guarantee that's on YouTube.
It could be skin. We could just play skins though. Like you could still show scores, but you would play for whatever.
Love it.
So it would just make it fun. I always thought a really cool show would be Tuesday Night Lights is what it was called, because it's one of the nights that they don't do anything doing a PGA Tour week, unless they're probably out. But Monday's probably travel, Tuesday's probably whatever.
Right.
So they probably wouldn't want to do it, but do a 9-hole par 3 course in Vegas under the lights where it's like Poulter against Woods, and it's just a par 3 like jam, right? And they're shooting like 6 under or whatever, 7 under, 9 under,
just
and
firing it.
just firing, and there's like one long hole maybe down the back or a stretch. I think that would be a lot of fun. Or maybe if it's 5 holes, maybe it's only 5 holes or something. But I think you could play for a couple $100,000 a piece and get some purses, and people would watch that all day long. They probably
make it more epic. Yeah. Oh yeah, they just did. Didn't they just do that? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'd have fireworks, whole WWE entrance.
They're putting on too big of a thing though. They don't.
The fireworks and
doing a whole round of golf. Like we're all going to take 4 hours out of our day. Like it can't be that. It has to be like a shotgun, like a shootout. Like a 3-hole, 4-hole shootout. Do it in under an hour. Get back to the club.
Yeah. Get back on your way. Dude, that's a great idea for sure, dude. But I guarantee, like you said, it's because it's like a tweener day, and all the pros would be like, "Fuck it, man."
Yeah, but they would get paid. Like so you'd make sure they would get paid. A sponsor would pay them $50K just to come. And just so, hey, look, I can stop in Vegas, see my buddies. I'll make $50K. But at that part, it just pays for the trip, $50K at that style. You're probably gonna need more than
their
that.
Private jet. That's how much gas costs, homie.
Yeah, I'm burning it out.
But that's a good idea. I think we should We should definitely do that
Let's table
ourselves
that.
even. We should
Yeah.
no, we should even try doing that ourselves. A little, like you said, where we just do some, quick hitter, because YouTube videos could be pretty brutal if we're gonna film 4 hours of footage. Not that we're gonna show the whole 4 hours,
Yeah.
but even those guys break them into like 2-3 parters. But if we do like, if we're filming and we do some quick hitter action like that, I think that would be huge.
Dude, I like that. And what if yeah, that's a great idea. On the I'm still thinking about the event for a minute, but
Yeah.
you could you wouldn't actually have to have all the lights installed. Like for the first couple, you could just bring the lights, right? You
Don't
could
they
and
have
so
that
you
in
could go to
Vegas?
any course. Yeah, I've seen some of it, especially when they do long drives and stuff. But still, the point is, you could go off the strip and find somewhere that would let you because they would take the money and be
Yeah.
like, look, we want this 9 holes for like the next like month. How much? Because nobody's out here anyway. We just want to block it out, or
Yeah.
we just need it for the weekend. And you do
Yeah,
like
I was
a
gonna say
Spartan
just
race does. They just come
2
in and
days,
set up
3
their
days.
shit and they take it out like the circus.
Yeah.
So it kind of be like that. That way you could keep your costs down in the beginning, anyway. But the show itself, dude, I think is great. The courses between us, that one we could meet in the middle, the one in Silvis, the TPC Deer Run. Great course, tons of trees.
Any other shit
beautiful
send
shots.
it my way, and I'll Google search that shit.
That's
love
cool.
it.
And then 100X, would you do the honor of like starting a Google Doc and sharing it with me?
Okay.
And I'll put the links to this stuff in there and the text information. And then we can also just use a page to start brainstorming what the 30 days is going to look like.
Cool.
You
All
know?
right. Share
Think
what you
about,
will on Google
think
Docs.
about like we could have 3 different, like a easy, medium, and hard column, and then just decide what order you want to spit them out. Or maybe
Yeah, and I
know.
definitely want to pick your brain more about how you set it up and how we get it to pump out all that info and shit like that. But we could talk about that offline
Yeah,
because that
no
sounds
worries.
super interesting.
For sure, brother.
I love it.
Cool, man.
It's treadmill time.
It's treadmill time. Go get it.
I will definitely be down for Sunday too. Let's work that out and we'll chat on Sunday, bruh.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
Thanks again, man.
Peace out.